So as you may or may not have heard, Marion County, which is where we live, it's an area that we live in, has a very large influx of coronavirus cases, meaning a lot more people are getting sick. Because a lot more people are getting sick, our mayor has ordered all schools in Marion County to be virtual only by November 30th. So for you guys, that's not much of a change because you're already virtual. So we're pretty much going to carry on exactly as we have been and doing what we're doing. So you guys are not going to experience much of a change, but every other student of Indian Creek that has been in person is now also going to be home working on their schoolwork virtually as well. Okay, so nothing really changes for you, but I did want to give you that information and let you know that all of Indian Creek will be virtual starting on Monday, November 23rd. So that's in 10 days. So next week is still a regular week for in-person students. And then following that, we will be going all virtual. We will be all virtual until January 15th minimum. So the mayor has given that order to last until January 15th. As you guys remember last spring, that may be pushed longer. But again, for you guys, it's not really going to change anything. Virtual is still going to work the way that it has been working this year. So everything that we've been doing, we will keep doing. We'll have our Zoom at 8:30. We'll have our Zoom at 10:30. We'll have our office hours at 12. We will have our Zoom at 2:20. You will still have the same number of assignments. You're not going to get more. You're not going to get less. It's going to be exact same school. So it's not going to be like last year when you were second graders. It's going to be just like it has been this year. But I wanted to let you know that every single kiddo is going to be home as well, following that same schedule. Okay. So that is something to be aware of as we move forward. And it might be a reason that you notice it is super, super, super quiet here because there's not going to be any kids in the building. So just so you are aware of that and have it on your radar. That also brings us to, let me go ahead and share this screen really quick. Okay, so this is when that starts, is on November 23rd, and we're going to go all throughout the month of December, and we are going to go halfway through January. So January 15th is when we are allowed to come back. So that January 18th would probably be the first day back if your family should decide that you are going to go back in person after that time. We do not yet have information about what that means regarding teachers, because that is right in the middle of a grading period. So we will have to have that conversation when we get to it. But for now, no changes. Your life carries on with the exact same schedule and work expectation that you guys have been doing all year, which is the exact same schedule and work expectation as students in the building. All right. The second order of business for us today is to talk about the structure of today and look at the assignment that you are going to have. So, as you are aware, we have had a lot of missing assignments. I've sent messages to a lot of families regarding those missing assignments, and you guys are responsible enough to look at your Seesaw and know if you have a missing assignment. Because we have going all virtual coming up soon, and that could involve some changes to our Seesaw structure, we have to make sure that those assignments are done, graded, and set to go before that change happens. So this morning is going to be a bit of a work session for catching up. If you have missing work, you are going to be staying on Zoom. You are going to be sharing your screen so that I can see your missing work and offer you help as you need. Everybody that has missing work is going to be sharing their screen at the exact same time, okay? If you do not have missing work, I have given you an activity on Seesaw that is called I'm Done, and it is some additional learning opportunities for you to explore and engage in for some fun learning time, since you have been responsible and stayed caught up with your work, okay? So if you are done, you're getting a bit of a learning reward today. If you are not done, you are getting some grace and an extended opportunity of time to work with me to get you caught up, okay? So I am going to go through these names in a moment, and I'm going to go through what your expectation is for work, okay? So if you are done, you are going to get an activity on Seesaw called I'm Done, Additional Learning Rewards. So that assignment is going to be released to you, and you will have a choice board of opportunities to work on. And they are fun ways to learn about the world around you and about some of the concepts we've been exploring. And that's just a reward for you, okay? If you are not done, you are getting ready to share your screen with me. We're going to look at every single red floating circle like this that you have on your activities, and we're going to work on getting you caught up, okay? Everybody at 9 o'clock, everybody is going to get this assignment, Native American Knowledge Exploration. Next week, we are going to dive really deep into looking at the injustices that happen to the Native American people. In order to understand the injustices that happened, I want you to build some background knowledge of reading and exploring on your own. So I have composed a list of Mayan books that help us explore these injustices or these unfair and wrong things that happen to the Native American people. And you are going to have some time to free read or free listen to those texts. You are going to, in the response, record 3 new things you learned about Native American culture. So you're not going to tell me they grew corn and beans, they had tribes, they had chiefs. We've already learned all of that. You're going to tell me 3 new things that you discover in the text. What you record should not be information we have already discovered in past lessons. Learn something new and describe what you learned in your own words. So when you go to your Clever portal and you go to Mayan, at the top, there's going to be a little tab up here of things that have been assigned to you. Mine looks different because I'm a teacher, but inside of your projects, you have Indiana Native Americans. You were asked to read from these earlier in the week on Monday, so you've seen it before. But you're going to look at the books inside of this text, and you're going to read or listen to them, and you are going to write down 3 new things that you learn from these texts. Very simple. 3 things I learned about Native American culture. 1, 2, 3. I don't care if you write it. I don't care if you type it. However you want to do it is fine with me, but you're going to tell me 3 new things that you learned about Native American culture. Okay? So everybody is doing that at 9 a.m. Up until then, we're going to work on some missing work. Okay?